hard. To me, it is mind-blowing this week that we see leaders of our biggest global adversaries, Iran, Syria, I mean, to your point, acting more rationally than the House Tea Party Republicans, that they are willing to take the whole country, the whole economy down for an issue that they lost in the election.
You know what the counter to that is? They say the president is willing to talk to the Iranians. Why doesn't he talk to the Republican leaders in the House?
Well, he said that he would negotiate with the leaders in the House, just not at a point where you break down the entire fiscal system in the country. I mean, if he wants to negotiate, if the House wants to negotiate over the budget, then meet with the Senate. The Senate's passed a budget, the House has passed a budget. Do it in the normal course of things.
That negotiating is, you give us something, we want, we'll give you something you want. Everybody wants the debt limit raised because nobody wants financial catastrophe. So saying, give us what we want in return for not provoking this catastrophe, which will hurt everybody, that's not a negotiation.
So how does this end?
That probably ends with a very short government shutdown, and I think it ends with the debt limit actually being raised. And hopefully the president will decide to negotiate, as previous presidents have, on the debt limit. One reason the House Republicans are pushing for a negotiation is that the Senate does not take up bills the House Republicans passed. They passed the suspension of the individual mandate, which is key to Obamacare. That's why it's a good thing to delay it for a year, and it's not ready to go into effect. They passed a delay of that for 1 year, with 22 House Democrats voting for it. Speaker, Majority Leader Harry Reid just hasn't taken it up. They haven't taken it up. They haven't taken it up. But also, I just want to say one thing. Suddenly, this great approval of the foreign minister of Iran and Syria, I think you guys really want to rethink before you start praising a guy who sat here and just lied to George about whether they have a nuclear weapons program or not. That is not like, oh, gee, they're so wonderful. No, they're so wonderfully rational.
The point is that people are willing to sit down and be rational for people who we have been adverse to for long periods of time. And you've got the House Republicans who will not act rationally. And just one more point about that.
You really want to take that position that the Iranian Republican Guard is more rational than the House Republicans?
Let her finish the point and then...